There are things that we experience but never talk about. A shadow moving in a corner, flickering of the lights, a disembodied voice. We invite you to talk with us, share your story, share your evidence, because this isn't just your story, this is our story. This is Ghostbox.
Hey everybody, and welcome to Ghostbox Live. My name is Greg Bakken. Thank you very much for joining me this Sunday evening. I hope everyone has had a great week. I hope everyone's having a great weekend and a great Sunday. And I appreciate you taking the time, joining me tonight. And as usual, we're going to try to reach out to spirits and loved ones tonight. So thank you very much for taking part in this. And we're going to hopefully have a pretty good night, I would think. And for those of you who join me, first of all, I don't know if you can hear that. It might sound like over the course of the hour that there's a war going on outside, but it's people just blowing stuff up. And it's, I guess it's fireworks, but it sounds more like gunfire or someone blowing up houses and stuff. So if this place caves in, then you know that it wasn't fireworks. It's really bizarre about it, though. About 2 weeks ago, there was a standoff about 4 miles from me up the road that lasted for about 44 hours of a man holed up in his house with guns and people and police surrounding him and shooting at the house and stuff. And he was finally shot to go for them to go in and get him. So not for me, but I'm sure there's people out there that are hearing that stuff, and it's kind of PTSD. It was very troubling. It's only 4 miles away from where I am now, but I talked to people who lived in an apartment complex right next to it, and they were all very much it was just surreal, I guess. I guess that's the way that we can talk about it. It was just surreal and whatever, right? But so if you hear that, I don't think we're going to see Linus tonight, because Linus he's not digging this. He is not digging the noise. And it's just, I don't want to be one of those people who are just like, oh my gosh, don't throw out fireworks after 10 p.m. But it's just, you do see the effects it has on the animals. And that's always something that is really sad to see. So before we get started, let's go through a couple things here. As usual, I'd like to ask everyone to please share this video out so that we can bring more people to have any kind of intention set for who we're trying to speak to tonight. If you wouldn't mind that, I would greatly appreciate it. As always, if I do a Patreon, and if you are so inclined, please join in. I'm going to put the link in the chat for those of you who are interested. It starts as low as $3 a month. And what that happens is that there's all sorts of things that you can get by being a part of it. Once again, if you are not a part of the Patreon and you don't want to take part, it doesn't affect how I treat you or anything. It's just to support the endeavors I do and whatnot. And these are the folks. It's a little out of date. There's one name I need to remove, but these are the folks who have been kind enough to put in some money towards me, and I greatly, greatly appreciate it. So thank you to them very, very much for always being there. And thank you all also for being there. Even if you don't put anything for Patreon, please know I'm so grateful for your support. Support happens in more ways than money, even though I am asking for money. But I do know that, and I do appreciate everything you all are doing to promote me in any way possible. Also, if you don't want to do a Patreon, but I've moved you in some way to make you feel like you want to send a love donation my way, you're more than welcome to do that as well. Sometimes people do that because I reached out to a loved one or something like that. And, once again, you do not have to, but anyone who wants to, this money, if I get money, goes towards my radio show, goes towards gas to go to some of these events that we are trying to put on, or anything else like the Living Paranormal, which we're doing one on July 29th at the Squirrel Cage Jail. So please consider that. and greatly appreciate it. Also, one last thing, and I don't know if you all saw that did the radio show today, and I had the very talented psychic medium Shar Savoy on. Shar and I have been friends for a very long time, and we do paranormal classes together, and they start tomorrow. And please go and check out the webpage. I'm putting that in the comments as well. Check it out. See if it's something you're interested in. I'm not going to go into depth about it because I have been talking about it, but we're starting tomorrow, July 18th. It's consecutive Mondays for the next 5 weeks. And once again, as always, it's not you get a diploma saying I can do paranormal investigations. It's all it is broadening the mind and taking the experience that we've had over the past combined 23 years of experience to share what we know, share evidence, share just information and how to be intelligent when you're going into a situation where there's spirits or something, that you can stop and have a good think about what it takes. Get in touch with your intuitiveness, your empath, all that stuff. So that is good there. Just going through here, a lot of folks are saying good evening. And thank you all very much. Just let me quickly say, Joshua, thank you for being there. Sherry, Amber, Bruce, thank you. Joanne, who said that she wasn't going to be there tonight, and there she is. So I'm very happy about that. A number of you, Annette, thank you. Bridget, Teresa, Brad, as always, Bridget, Don, Terry. Thank you all so very much. Adam, it's good to see Denise. Your thoughts are with me with your father's health. So, just thank you all so very much for tuning in and whatnot. Also, real fast, I do want to bring up a couple things I've been blessed with, and I just wanted to say a public thank you. First of all, I don't know if you all remember when I did the Ben Franklin. And it has been over a week since I've done the any sort of spirit box sessions with you all. But when we did it last, it was with Benjamin Franklin. It's always funny just to kind of nonchalantly, tonight in the show is Benjamin Franklin. But it was really pretty incredible. What was more incredible was that I wanted to have a key and to use as a trigger object, and I couldn't find a key. And then Robin sent me a note, and I don't know if Robin is on tonight, but Robin had sent me a note, and it was very cool. And I didn't really think that she meant it at first. I mean, I just like, oh yeah, I'll send you a key, and I'm just like, okay, I mean, it's like whatever, because it's just like, okay, well, I mean, I don't know if you're going to actually send it, but Robin Ryan did send me a skeleton key from her own collection, but then she also drew on the card this wonderful picture of Charlie McCarthy, the Charlie doll that Christy has, and Linus. And that is just really neat. And I am very grateful to Robin for doing that. Robin Ryan, I don't know if you're on here. Thank you so very much. She also takes commissions as well. If you want her to draw something, this is really pretty cool, and I really do love it. And if you want some drawing done, please reach out to her. Reach out to her through her profile page and stuff, and she does commissions. So please do that. That was really, really neat. And then at the same time, my friend Steffi Joe had reached out to me and asked me if I ever read the book Enoch, A Bigfoot Story. It's written by Autumn Williams, and I'm like, no, I haven't, but maybe I can go check it out, and maybe I can have Autumn on my radio show. And she's like, well, someone bought the book for her, if I remember correctly, because they said it's really good. And so she bought the book for me and had it sent to my house, and here it is. And thank you so much, Steffi Joe. I really appreciate it. I'm gonna dig into it. I mean, luckily it's big print, so I mean, I can do that. But in all honesty, this is really cool, and I'm really touched. It's there is something, and this is what Steffi was saying, was that there's really something about the fact when you love a book so much and you just want people to experience it, that that they want to get it for people so that they can read it. So it's no Brad, no pictures, but you know what? Just use the theater of the mind, I guess, for your picture pleasure. And this is really neat. Once I learn to read, I'm gonna start reading it. No, I'm just kidding. But I think that this is going to be fantastic. So thank you, thank you so very much for that. And I find it interesting actually, because I was out most of last week because we had uh two events back to back, and it took a lot out of me because it's also travel and stuff. I mean, I'm not going to say with the events because I've been saying it to you all for months. And I had the pleasure, and I'm not going to put names out there because it's not mine to tell, but I had the pleasure that two of my attendees at this event, it just so happened to be on the 12th anniversary of their father and grandfather's passing. And they asked if I may try to reach out with Spirit Box to see if we could have them come through. And I said, of course. So we took a break, and then they and myself went into a back room at Hotel Josephine, and we did a Spirit Box session. You never know what you're going to get. I'm never going to say, I don't think I'll ever get to the point of saying with 100% certainty that we want to reach out to someone, we're going to reach out to them. But we sat there, and they both confirmed that that was their loved one that came through. Like the gentleman who I was working with on it, he said to me, there's a voice I haven't heard in so very long, meaning his grandfather. And that is really a beautiful thing. And that's what I like to hear, because I couldn't tell you if we picked them up or not. We got voices. I couldn't tell you. That's not my place, because I don't know their voices or anything else. But we were lucky. I mean, they were very fortunate with that. And the thing is when we tried to reach out to Benjamin Franklin, we were getting stuff that felt like it fitted who we're trying to reach. I'm not saying, I don't know if I could say that we got him or not. I mean, that's just not really possible. But we were doing some amazing stuff, and I just feel like that there is momentum. And there are people with fancier boxes. There are people with stuff that they're making. I've had people like Austin on here who he says he's not moving the field forward. I disagree with that. We've had Katie on before, Katie Stafford. But in my mind, as beautiful as those boxes are and truly wonderful pieces of equipment, I just like the fact that we can still use this other stuff, these other boxes, these lesser boxes in a lot of people's eyes, and still have some really stellar conversations and make people's lives better. And I'm really excited about that. So I really wanted to share that. I was going to share that last week, but of course, I was just tired. I was just really tired. I'm still tired, actually, but I haven't put a purple light on in a while. And I'm like, God, I really need to do that. So, and I agree. Well, that when I said lesser, I meant that people say that, and I don't ever correct them because I don't want to get into it. But when I use the SB7, especially when I'm using it on this program, we can hear people, and that's the main thing. And but there's a lot of great boxes, but I do like the fact, and that's why when people ask me, where do I start? What do I use if I want to use a Spirit Box? I will always say, start with an SB7, because you don't want to put a lot of money into something that you're not sure if you really want to do. Not everyone wants to use Spirit Box. They might like what they see myself doing or someone else doing. I see Greg Koss on there. They might like what he's doing on there. But the thing is that you don't want to put a lot of money into something unless it works for yourself. Um, if you're like sure if a flashlight's going to work for you, then a flashlight isn't expensive. Uh, I mean, an SB7 Spirit box. I almost said, well, it's only like $70, but $70 is a lot of money for people, and it probably is more. And because I just haven't looked in a long time. So you want to be smart about what you're spending your money on, and I certainly do not want to, in my mind, if it works for you and you love it and you want to go to the next level, I could tell you many people, like at least 3 or 4, that you must check out. You must see what they're doing because it's pretty cool. But it's so exciting that even got the ball going. So yep, there we go. I mean, Spirit is super excited about the SB7. Um, so that might be a rogue ball. We'll keep our eye on it. So that's what we talk about when we're talking about spirit boxes and the like. I don't know if the folks like Brad or Greg Koss or anyone else who uses agrees or disagrees, but that's just my take on it. That's just the old Greg take on spirit boxes. Just seeing who else has shown up. A lot of people. Um, so I'm just seeing people. Hello, hello. Where are we here? What's going on, right? Let's see here. Don is like it's $100 now. They're getting expensive. I remember when I first got into it, it's like 50 some bucks. Um, I think you always have to be aware of something coming through that you're not. That's why you always have to be on guard, I guess, is what I'm trying to say. When I ask for protection, I will always say, of love and light and stuff. But you all know that we have picked up stuff that doesn't quite fall into love and light. So you just have to be careful. You also have to know and be aware of when something is kind of going awry that you can, change the vibe. I think that's where we really have control is be able to change the vibe. I mean, sometimes you might go into a situation, you might be with people and you can feel the vibe changing a little bit. And you might be like, some of them might want to go on that ride. That's not a good ride to be on. So you have to be very careful about all that stuff. So um, you just have to, I mean, you just always have to be careful. You can't just, I don't think you could ever just be like, well, I've asked for protection. Nothing's going to happen now. You always have to be prepared. I mean, it's just like putting on a seatbelt doesn't mean that you're not going to get in a car accident. You're doing the best you can. And you have to have those intentions. You have to have everything be, as clear as possible. But you still have to be careful. You still have to, that's why, and that's also why, like, if you ask for protection, and then you start asking for a demon or something to come through, you start to conjure, then your protection is off anyway. So but I don't even think we're even talking about that. I think more about we're talking more about just entities that have a mind of their own, that they don't want to be nice, that they want to be a bully or whatever else. And that's when I'm asking for protection. Quite frankly, I'm looking at that more than like anything evil, because um, yeah, you can bring an evil, of course you can, but I think what we really look at here is stuff that is perceived as evil, but just a jerk. And that's just the same sort of thing of not, you don't even want it there. I think some people will disagree with me. I think some people will be like, if you're putting out protection of love and light, then they're not going to come through. I don't see it. I always feel like that you have to be careful. So, well, I can tell you that I don't like this ball, so we're going to turn it off because it keeps turning on, and I do not believe that this is spirit. This is, in fact, probably, and it was the first time I used this ball in a while. So, and that last time I want to say that you're going to turn on again for me. You're going to make me look silly. Okay. There you go. You're fired. There we go. I just need to get a new one. Somebody came to the event with 10 of those. So we were set. Let's just put it that way. We were set. All right. Well, let's see here. What do we have going on? First of all, as usual, now we have Amanda's here. So now I can prove to her that everything works on the REM pod. See, that's always good. See the Linus detector that's going on. We have our flashlight. Tonight on the Ovilus 5, we have the following words: devil, 11, and slur. Now, the thing about if the bell is moving, I would say it is from me taking the bell off, or sorry, me taking the ball off. Now, the thing is that when it said devil, and the thing about the Ovilus, it's just literally like it says it like devil, and it's just like, stop it. You know, there's no need for any of that. But so that is one thing that you know, it's just always funny. Now, for those of you who remember our very, very fun Benjamin Franklin episode, the last time we did this, the bell started to really move. And yeah, it is moving now, but I have to believe it's from from what I was doing on it. So we'll just let that go for a while. You know, if it starts getting faster, then we know something else is there. But you know, as I said, and it's probably, so I think, I forget who mentioned it, I think I'm going to probably do it, is one of the experimental sessions, I'm cleaning off the board completely, and I'm going to unbound it. So that will be fun for everybody, I'm sure. The reason for it is we're getting rid of past energies altogether. It's a time for transition. It's a time for change. Where the salt came from was not me that put it on, and I'm reclaiming it. So, and plus, big changes are happening over here at the house. After 13 years, I'm getting rid of other people's stuff in this house, and that's going to be first weekend of August. So the landscape here will be very different, and this house will be heavily saged by that point. But I am cleaning off the board for the first time in 3 years. It doesn't even look like it was supposed to anymore. So we're going to take care of all that. Hello, Rosie. So we have that. So that's coming up. Tuesday, I plan on doing experimental sessions, and I'm going to try Walt Disney again. I don't know if Joanne is still on here. Joanne had asked for a reading from Shar today, but she's like, I don't want to hear from Walt Disney. That's horrible. I'm looking forward to seeing if we can get Walt. Honestly, this is what excites me about this. When we try to reach out to folks, we get them. I think we get them, or we get you know, it doesn't work that way, unfortunately. I get your point, but it doesn't unfortunately work that way from this situation. But we tend to get something that aligns with what we're asking for. So it's really exciting. Lots of exciting stuff ahead. Lots of exciting stuff. We also have 2 new events at Hotel Josephine. I didn't have time to put it all together yet. And yes, Brad, that's exactly what it is. But for Tuesday, I'll have it up there at Hotel Josephine in September. This place was outstanding. So I hope that some people are able to save their pennies. It's in Holton, Kansas. One of the locations we're going to is featured on Ghost Hunters in February this year, I believe. So it's really cool. It's really cool. Okay, let's talk to spirits. I went a little bit longer talking than I wanted to. Hopefully Annette's okay with that, but we'll see. I see you on here, Annette. All right, let's do our protection. I don't think you should be. To Annette's point about protection, about doing these. What I appreciate about you, Annette, is that you respect the protection. You respect what you want to do, and I really feel like in your situation, you may not have an option for this because I know you want to do it. Is there anyone that you could try to do it with? Like, not in your house, not in, if there's another team or something, because I think that is the best way to experience it. I mean, I know, not do it by yourself because it's very clear that you're apprehensive about it. And I appreciate that because you respect it. You have to respect the good parts of it and the bad parts. And what I mean by respecting that is that you have to respect that it can happen. And you have to respect that you can't belittle it, that you can't, so many people, you're not from here. Where's here? The earth? What are you talking about, Annette? No, I'm not from here. Well, I mean, I'm sure there has to be something around you. But I mean, the thing is, it's like, there has to be a healthy respect for both sides of it. So, and I appreciate that you're doing that. Ground your feet, folks, if you want to do protection. Put them both flat on the ground. Those of you who are joining us starting tomorrow for the school, this is all stuff we're going to be talking about. Some of you probably have already gone through this, but imagine that there's a light that is starts right here, and all that you want to do is think of your loved ones who have passed. Think of your spirit guides. Think of positivity, and this is what we want. We set our intention, and the intention is that we want to speak to spirits of love and light. We want to speak to our loved ones tonight. We want to be able to have good conversations and hear voices we haven't heard in a long time. What we don't want are any negative entities, any spirits that do not want to enjoy our for our better good. We just want to make sure that everything is in a positive light. And you imagine the light starting from here, and all you need to do is just imagine that light leaving from your heart chakra, and it just expands and expands and expands. You might even be able to feel the energy, especially like around your arms, and you just let it expand. Now, if you can't feel it, don't worry. You don't have to be like, well, it ain't working. It works different for everyone else. I think the fact, if you really want to do it and really believe in it, then it will work just fine. And then you have this cascade of light all over you. It's positive. Everyone's going to do their best to protect you because you want to be your higher self. And then what you do, what I do, you don't have to do it. Is I like to think that I'm allowed to take that energy and I can push it and I can extend it to the walls of my house, up and down, all around. And the purpose of that is simply so that I can protect those in this house that are not taking part in it. They're downstairs watching TV. One is a big, furry ball currently, and that we can protect everyone. Okay. So that is, that's that. And that, I'm sure you can find somebody. I'm not trying to, I'm sure you look, but I'm sure they're out there. Lisa, hello. Hello, Eric. Thank you for joining. Yeah, I do too. Let's see here. Some new comments. And D, I am not moving. I am just moving someone else's crap out of my house. long overdue. Let's see. Robin, who sent me, once again, folks, sent me this really, really cute, beautiful picture. She drew herself, and she does this. You can get her to make stuff for you. She's on. Good to see you, Robin. Thank you. I want to make sure that I thank you, that knowing that you're on here. I see Denise Pack on. So thank you very much. As always, make sure that you are supporting Save Waverly Hills, please. And at least go ahead and share that out. That would be fantastic. And then, Brad, how could I forget? How could I forget about Cracked Skull Paranormal? Always go there. Cool to see what he's working on. All right. Lots of advertisements. For Robin, her name is Robin Ryan, and you can go to her profile page. And she is, I don't know what else to tell you. Go to her profile page. Her name is Robin Ryan. You spelt Robin right. Ryan, Ryan. And, she does a lot of good stuff. So please check it out. Spirits, let's talk to them. Now, like I said, we've already put together the table. And now has it stopped moving? It's moving. Is there any air around it? Huh. I don't know. So I guess the question is, can you move the bell? If someone's moving the bell, can you move it a little bit more? Not even a little bit more. Can you really let it swing for us, please? We'd really like to see the bell move quite a bit. Is there a way that you can do that for us, please? Or have any of the equipment on this table set up? All you need to do literally is be next to it and it will work. Can you do that for me, please? The Ovilus, Jill, says Devil, 11, and Slur. All right, before I forget, let's get the recorder going. As Pamela says, the last time it was really swinging, then stopped an instant. It literally stopped like someone put their hand on the bell to stop it. Okay, we're going on here, so we can record that. For those of you on Patreon, that's a raw audio that you can have if you want to listen to. We do want to make the bell move tonight. Let's see where we're at. It's not moving anymore. Maybe slightly. All right, we'll keep our eye on it. Let's start up a session, see who comes through, see what happens. I'm sure it'll be loud. My name is Greg. Please feel free to use me as a conduit and come through here to talk to us. Whoops, sorry, talked over you. Are you using any of the equipment on this table to try to reach out to us? You have permission to talk with us, so please do so. And then someone said 40 minutes just now. I'm just curious if I was just at Hotel Josephine.
Wow.
Is there anybody from Hotel Josephine here with me right now? SB7. Hi, Ja. So judging by the lack of any sort of response, probably nobody here from Hotel Josephine, right? I don't know. What about the McIntyre Villa in Atchison, Kansas? I was there the night before. Not sure. It's a fun place to investigate. We talked to some of you. At Hotel Josephine, I saw a full-bodied apparition run through the hall. Clothed, not naked. Yeah. He remembers. Clothed. He had a second response. I don't know if you picked it up in the closed caption. Same voice. Two responses. Do we have any relatives here tonight of anybody who's watching? This sound like not available? A woman like not available. Can you make them available? Oh, Susie from we did the McIntyre. We did it that Friday night. Thank you very much for joining in. Nice to see you. Susie was great. She brought a lot of her own equipment, and we just enjoyed her stuff that night. It was a lot of fun. So thank you, Susie, very much. Now, Spirit, can you do this for me, please? Knock it back. Can you do that for me? Can you make it go off? Bell's moving. I don't think that's from me. It's moving back. It's moving front and back. I can see it. It stopped now. No, it's still kind of going. It's moving towards the camera and back, where before, you remember, it's going the other way. You can't see it as well. Very interesting.
How's it?
Denise, I'm having a bit of a brain thing at the moment. Your mom's Donna, right? Your mom's name's Donna? Oh, Rose. So Donna is Don's mother, right? I apologize for that. And you're all picking up, how does that feel? I don't know how what feels. Let's start with Rose tonight, and I apologize for getting it wrong. Are you all having that problem?
Awesome.
Let me know. Are you all having that problem? Is it coming through or not? Once I know what you're all thinking, then we can change the volume and reach out to Rose. I mean, a lot of it's not, there's not a lot coming through, to be perfectly honest. But I can raise it a little bit. Raise it by turning it off. There you go. See, Teresa, you made me ruin it. So we're going to try this again. What the F did I just do? It's the stupid Bluetooth I've been hitting instead of the volume. So let's try it again. Is it? I don't know. Did you hear that? Female asked, when I asked about the bell, she says, I don't know. Are you moving the bell? No, it's too loud for me. Look at that thing go. You think not what? See, now I can't hear myself. Let's try, Denise. Let's see what happens. We'll do our best. Rose, I'm reaching out on behalf of your daughter, Denise. We've talked before. It's coming up on the 18th anniversary of your passing, and you're very missed. Can you please show us you're here? Rose? Rose, my dear, are you moving the bell? Can you move it more, please, for us? I mean, a lot more. I mean, really. Rose, just upend the whole table. Did it sound like your mom? I get. Rose, can you say your daughter's name for us, please? Christy heard, stop that. I think that was just me talking to her. And it's okay if it didn't sound like her. I wondered if that's what it was. I know I heard that I get, and I wasn't sure if it was we. But then Brad hears I can't reach. But I mean, both could work, couldn't it? Ooh. Who's here? Who just came in? A harmonica, apparently. How do you ban people on here? No, I'm just kidding. It's all good. Or your husband's name, that's fine too. But someone else came through. Who came through? Can I get your name, please? You're welcome to come in. I just want to know who you are. Are you watching over your husband? There is a shift. It's happening right now. I can feel it in here. Interesting. Got some female voices coming through here. Gotta just figure it out. Listen, yeah. Robin heard I'm scared in a soft voice. Is there somebody here who needs our help? That bell's moving. You're going to see my hand, folks. I got to see if there's any air around there.
Be careful.
Be careful. Do you hear that? A woman just said, be careful. Who is that message for? Who needs to be careful? Who needs to be careful? Could you tell us that, please? Well, I hope you're careful as well. Rose, feel free to come through whenever you want, okay? You're always welcome. Just looking through comments. I was looking for something in particular. What's about there? Hazel, are you still on here? Can you let me know your son's name if you're still on here, please? Is Hazel's son here by chance? heard thank you. Let's check it out now. Not now. Look at that. Now it's not moving, or hardly moving. Oh, interesting. Bridget, how does Nate relate to you? Interesting. Anyone else hear that? Bruce, I thought I heard simple as well. And a number of you heard thank you. I was like, okay. Here's something interesting. The first name I ever got through the spirit box was Nate, as it happened. When I worked at Carmichael Lynch in the basement. Nate, could you come through for us, please? Bridget would love to hear you come through. Wow. It was like why or what or something like that. That was interesting. That's kind of cool. Almost like that whoever said that saw like the price of gas. What? You all thought maybe why? I could see that too. Nate, are you here?
We
Nate, could you say Bridget's name for us, please? Hello. Bruce heard Monique's name. Hey, Kelly. Anybody else hear Nate's name? Bridget, did you hear his name?
okay.
Are you okay? Some woman just asked, are you okay? That's a very distinctive voice, too. Did you all hear that? Are you asking me if I'm okay? If you're asking me, I am well, thank you. Do I know who you are? I think I know who you are. I'm not going to go any further with it. I know who you are. And she came through 3 times now. 4 times. I'm not allowed to say your name anymore. Not on here. So Nate, Are you able to say Bridget's name, Nate? Please. Oh, I know who it is. It took me a second. I got it. Yep. Yep. Presumably me. As I say it in my highest voice. Presumably me. Bell's not moving at all. You gotta wonder if that's radio, though. Like Minnesota Twins, perhaps. Yeah. Wait, you did hear his voice, but you're hoping you wouldn't, yet you asked for him to come through? Did you not know if he had passed? I'm just reading through comments, folks.
Yeah.
Who turned on the TV in Amanda's house? Can I get your name, please?
Schools.
Now, Annette got the name Kenneth. Amanda, I don't know if that resonates to you in any possible way. We also got Elster, George, thank you for sharing that, Bridget. I would just like to also ask everyone, that's information that I'd like to know when I reach out to somebody, because it helps me knowing what I'm asking about. So when people have stuff like that, and if it's a recent passing, could you please make sure that that information is included? I'm sorry for your loss.
Yeah.
Kenneth, are you here for Jill?
Thousands.
Do you have a message for Jill? Since she is watching and taking part. Thank you. It changes the way that I approach it. Let's just put it that way.
feet.
Who's making the bell move? Now it's stopped. Can you make it move again for us? Can you make it go in a circle for us, please? Something happened. It's something happened. Okay. Thank you. I hope we helped in some way.
Facebook.
Facebook? Who else is here? That's not creepy or anything. Who else is here? Can we get like a roll call of who's here? Can we get your names, please? Did you say no? Then yes. Rebecca? You're to Carl? I heard a male say Rebecca. I thought it was something like that. You heard that as well? Legal? If there's a Rebecca here, can you make one of the devices over here go off for me, please? Only 3 words have come through tonight. Devil, 11, and slur. But nothing else has come through since then. You're welcome. All right. Who else wants to come through for us? Does anyone need our help? I was moving. Anybody here need? Okay, I thought I heard Warwick. Hello? That's not Gerard Williams, is it? I was just thinking of you. If that's you, could you let us know, please? That voice sounded like you. Does anyone need to be crossed over tonight? Or anyone would like to be crossed over tonight? All right, let's do it. Now. All right, let's do it. All right, my friends. Your intentions, please. I am going to open up some light for you. From that light is a line of light that you can follow, okay? You follow that through the light, that's your entrance way. That is your way to cross through. It's getting bright in here. It doesn't matter what you've done. If you need to cross, you're not going to be punished, okay? You don't have to worry. It's okay. Do you see the light? You see the light. You've crossed through it. You just crossed through it. Have you done so? Just cross over. You just cross through the threshold. The doorway. Can you confirm, please, for me? Have you done so? It feels like you have. Is everyone good? Is everyone good over there? And I'm going to shut this down. Shut this down in 5, 4, 3. Oh, he's done. I am done. Do you have any more to say? Invoice. Shut down in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. There we go. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Let's close this down. This session is over. We ask that you do not communicate with us unless you are a family member, a loved one, or friend. The circle is closed. We will reopen this again soon. Thank you very much for talking with us and making all good. So it was a good night. I'm going to shut off the recorder now. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And that will be up tomorrow on the normal Patreon stuff. Let's see. Let's take one last look over here. Looks like a little bit of movement, but I don't know. Well, I'm glad that Nate came through. I know it's painful. But, you know, if there's any solace, and maybe there isn't, but if there's any solace, is the idea that he's okay. That's the one question I get a lot is I just want to know that my loved one is okay. And that is, at least we can make sure you all know that. So, yeah. That being said, once again, if you are at all interested, please consider joining my Patreon. It starts as low as $3 a month. It helps me greatly and makes me feel good. But if you don't want to join it, that's fine. As you can see, we reached out to a lot of people tonight who, it doesn't matter if you sign up or not. You're gonna get my attention to try to help reach out to Spirit. It's just something that would help me if you think about it. Same with a love donation, if you so desire. If you were moved by anything tonight and you just want to send something, it goes all back into Ghostbox. So please consider that. The links have been put into the links already as well. They're on the top of my description. So, yeah, he did. I'm sure he did. And if he didn't, then, which I think he did anyway, but I'm sure he did tonight if he didn't beforehand. So we got all that. Anything else that I've been meaning to tell you all about? I mean, we're all just like, let's go to bed, right? I plan on being on Tuesday for experimental sessions. So I think that the thing we're going to get, sorry, I was just reading some comments. We're going to try Walt Disney. We're going to try Walt Disney on Tuesday again. And no. And I mean, all the lights went out in my house because we were on so long. But we're going to try Walt Disney again. We'll see what happens there. Some great things that I want to try to see if we can get them through. So please tune in for that on Tuesday. Then, of course, Sunday, we'll be back here Sunday night. But Sunday for Ghostbox Radio, not confirmed yet, but we have somebody who I was connected with that works in a hospice, and they have a lot of stories about what happens to those that are in their care when they die, if they linger, and the body, the soul leaving the body. These are, this isn't meant to be like, ooh, a scary story at a hospice or hospital. This is more of like, what does transitioning look like? What, and the people who are working in these facilities, and they have to deal with it over and over and over again, and they have no choice. That is like something that is part of the job that is not in the job description. So we're going to be talking about that. I'm hoping on Sunday, depending on this person's availability. We've been talking about it. If not, we'll get her down later. We won't. She's going to be anonymous for the show because she works at a place, and so we want to protect that. But she wants to talk, and that's going to be. I think that's going to be an interesting show. Yeah. Now, it'd be interesting your point of view. Feel free to call in. Hope that you can make it. Yeah. I mean, it's incredible. And then there's, if I'm not mistaken, because I'm going to be joining as an attendee to Christy has a charity event at Asylum 49, and if I'm not mistaken, that is still buddied up to an elderly care center. So there, I mean, that's a big part of that too. I mean, it's going to be incredible. So with that being said, I don't know if there's anything else I need to bore you all with. I think we've got enough to talk about. We'll have more banners and stuff on Tuesday. For example, Living Paranormal returning on July 29th, Squirrel Cage Jail. And then we'll just keep trying to reach through everything. Yep. Nope. I am blessed that they are taking me along for that. So, yeah, it's cool. And you know what? I think what I'll do too is maybe if once I have that information. Maybe I'll put up the ticket information for that event as well. Richard Estep is also going to be there, who's a prolific haunted paranormal writer. So it's going to be great. I'm looking forward to it as an attendee. So I'm not working it. I'm just going to go there and do whatever needs to be done to help, but just enjoy this amazing location. So that being said, folks, reach out if you need me. If you want to follow me, you can go to my profile page. My name's in the corner there. Send me a friend request. You don't need to follow. And we'll just have a great, we're just gonna have a great time on Tuesday, and we'll go from there. Everyone, if you need to reach out to me, please do so. Otherwise, I will talk to you all in a couple days. Take care, everyone. Good night.